Was it on the WardiTV Monday that Clem and Solar played a match on a wrong patch a few months ago?
I don't think that was a Monday. I think that was actually in the patch tournament. They forgot to play on the right patch.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. To be fair, it's tricky to remember to host.
Yeah, especially when you naturally host like Game Hard a lot or something.
Yeah, yeah. It's. I can't blame the guys.
It's easily done.
It is very easily done. Ooh, Solar, what a beast! You see that? 15 hatchery here.
Wow.
Should we do introductions and everything?
We can do. You go wild.
No, we do crazy introductions.
Crazy introductions. Give me an example.
Yeah, it's the grand finals.
Yeah, it is.
How much money is in this tournament?
$400. $200.
$400. What is that in Korean won?
Korean won. That's like 4,000, no?
Okay. In this 4,000.
Oh no! Hold up, 500,000.
500,000.
Yeah.
In this 500,000 currency tournament. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have a grand finals between in the top right spawning as our red Zerg playing for Team Falcons. It is Solar.
He could be half a millionaire after this. Crazy to think of. As in the bottom left, a Blue Terran player from Team Liquid, world champion. He's been on the highest of stages, but can he win a WardiTV Monday against a Zerg in the finals? We've never seen him play this matchup in this stage before. It is Clem.
Ooh, Clem versus Solar in the grand final of the WardiTV Monday number 40. Lots of money on the line. Both of these guys are ready to go absolutely ham here. As we see Solar opening up with a gasless build order. Wardy, what do you think of that?
Game paused.
Well, I think Clem's not very happy about it. He's going to pause. But it is kind of interesting to go gasless, isn't it? Just try and play a bit of greed early, late link speed, and take some risks to try and get into a little bit of a lead early on and take some edges against Clem, a player who you typically expect to, want any edge against. But I think the problem is that Clem will take advantage of that. We talked in the last series about him diving in with Hellions against Solar, but this really opens the door for that to happen more, no?
Hold that thought as we have some nice micro here with these drones. Oh, loses one actually, so not nice micro at all. Not a noob. Unbelievable. The reason why you said here that it's going to be harder for him to deal with the cars, but I actually think it's easier to deal with the cars. Really? So when you open up with gasless, you want to go into a roach warren and a wall. So I think the initial car run bys are actually a little bit more simple to deal with, because you just have a unit in there, and as long as the Reaper doesn't bounce you away, you're usually going to be fine.
Okay.
So I always feel gasless is it's a good build to get to like a stable situation majority of the time, as long as you don't make any major mess ups, because the roaches they make life, they kind of simplify it a little bit for you.
Mm-hmm. They do.
Clem's playing 2 racks. I think this is one of the worst build orders that you can do against this particular opener.
Because the roaches should be pretty sturdy. It's hard to get like any efficiency off the 2 racks when the roach count is there, right? So
yeah, it's like you can actually just drone up to whatever drone count you want. You don't even need like 4 roaches. You can get like 2 or 3 or whatever, or none, and just defend with pure queen for a little bit, and you should be fine. We don't actually see any roach warren or an evo chamber being built quite yet. He's instead going to go for link speed. So, I mean, this is just very risky. You said it's going to be riskier. I thought he was going to go for a roach warren, but he didn't. Instead, we're just going to have a gasless into speed, which is, I think, a little bit more rare.
Yeah. See, this is why I would think it's dangerous.
Yeah, I mean, now it's very dangerous. And
now
it's actually quite greedy. Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes I accidentally say the right thing.
Yeah, but I mean, it's still going to be good, I think, for Solar, as long as he doesn't lose like 30 drones right now. Like, look at his work account. It's already going to go up to like 48 or so. He's not really losing a whole lot. Reaper is going to stay alive for Clem. Stim is about halfway done, and we get the swap onto the reactor. So Medifex will be out at about 5. That means they fly across the map like a 520 or so. That's when we need to have units out. That's when we need to be ready for that first attack coming out of the Terran. It's going to be 6, 7 queens total. 5 can be at the front, and then 1 in the main, 1 in the natural. And we're going to need a decent link count as well, of course.
Yep, gonna need a lot of those things to make sure we can just hold on. Obviously, the medevacs will be popping soon, so aggression is coming. And as we have the current hunting on the other side, going to be a overlord going down. The Queen step forward to try and push the Hellions back a bit, but they need to be careful. Got to stay in position on that creep and not dart too far forward as we go Carapace upgrade initially, and Clem's army begins to step out onto Ultra Love.
Yes, and this first defense is the most important one, right? If this goes completely wrong here for Solar, it's going to be in a bit of trouble. We get him smacking these Marines around. One of them actually takes significant damage. Get a stim in right now. Links need to come from the back. First transfuse is good. And we're going to get a pickup. This was a perfect defense here out of Solar. Fort base on the way as well. 20 more links now coming out. Combat still 60 seconds away. I think Combat and Carapace are going to finish at about the same time. But 1-1 for Clem is much later. So I think Solar is extremely happy with this early game. He also still has the ability to run by. Yes, there are some Hellions out, but it's only 2. So if you send out enough links, no Banshees, maybe you can actually do something here. This Overlord's in a world of trouble. Fort base needs to survive. This is important. Links are going to run in to try and deal some damage. I think they clear maybe half a Marine here. Creep spread resets as well as Bailing speed starts. Do we have a second Evo? Yes, a second Evo on the way. Are we going to go straight into Infestation Pit? What do you think?
Not actually sure what he wants to go into next. I mean, it feels like maybe that's a good choice because obviously we're Lingbane heavy and going to be for a while. So if you just go in for Station Pit, you stay in the Lingbane, get that Hive Tech on the way through. I mean, he's really focusing Carapace upgrades, which kind of feels like you just want to get to Ultras quickly, no?
Yeah, it could also be like a super anti-Adrax play, because this map is really popular to go into Adrax. I'm playing pure Lingbane, maybe into some type of Hive with good Carapace upgrades. Ain't all that bad against the Adrax. As Queen's now moving off of creep, it's always a little bit scary when Zerg players do that, because when they're not on creep, they can transfuse one another, and they tend to be quite vulnerable. Of course, +1 Carapace is going to help. Solar is still stuck on like 70, low 70s workers. Or he's going to be stuck on low 70 workers. One Queen almost falls. Clem hasn't really lost a whole lot, though. He's lost a single Marine. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's impressive to be out on the map so long. He was fully surrounded by Lings, but like I said, not much actually going down. He does not find any target fire on the Banelings right there, so not able to succeed on that one as the Medivacs peel away over to that right-hand side. We do have ourselves the 1-1 upgrades about to finish up from Clem, so he will have that in his favor for the next few moments as he continues to stim in and look for some chances. Gets a drone. It's a Queen up for grabs right there. He is going to get that as well, and he can lift up and still leave without losing anything.
Yeah, but these two Medivacs up there are actually pretty low already in energy. The Medivacs on the right side are pretty low on health. So Clem does need to be careful. Queen's moving into position. Gonna smack one Medivac out of the sky there with the dart. As Solar rockets up to 162 supply right now. Pure Lingbane out here. 83 drones. Hive about halfway done. Hydra then coming in too. We have Pneumatized Carapace. So I'm actually really starting to love the spot here for Solar. He's managed to survive the early game and even carve out, I wouldn't necessarily call it a lead, but actually I would call this a lead. He is in a bit of a lead here, Wardy.
Yeah, I like it. Lots of good defense. A little bit of cleaning up being done. He's getting good establishing on his bases, keeping them alive, and he's starting to get creep out in front of them as well to make it difficult for Clem in the future. His left side could, yeah, just need to do with a little bit of creep right there just to stop that kind of run-in happening so easily, but otherwise, been looking pretty good. Of course, Clem's not going to let this position continue to grow easily. He's going to deny some creep on that right side. He's trying to drop in for some damage on the left. Getting a few drones, and that is going to slow Solar down as we have a larger push on the right still going, and some of the Bane's going to get cancelled. Solar will have Banes to still jump forward. Widow Mine's going down. Some Widow Mine shots do go off. The ones on the right do not, though. They get denied by the Baneling connections. And Solar setting up well initially. Can he keep this defense rolling? I think so, honestly.
Yeah, 2 Vipers also on the way. And once these Vipers come out, obviously Medivac drops are going to be a little bit weaker, but also tank positioning is going to be a little bit weaker. There's only 2 tanks and 3 mines out. Here comes the attack with the flank out of Solar. Tank is going to fall. Can these Banelings connect with the Marines? The answer there will be no, as we get a pickup, but this was a solid cleanup here coming out of Solar. Hydras are trying to push a little bit too far forward. Need to be careful without the speed upgrade, the muscular augments. It's always very tricky to be off creep. And even on creep, it's pretty tricky. These guys are slow as hell. Gonna get a lurker then out. Where's the Vipers, Wardy? I'm not seeing them.
Yeah, gathering energy in the main base. So just taking a moment to get powered up and ready to spellcast in the upcoming fights. Likely to be very potent. Marine's going to stem up that right-hand side, so they're going to go for that little bit of a push forward here. And again, just threatening. Clem constantly keeping a couple of different groups of units on the map active at any point in time, right? So Solar always has to have that split ready and that kind of position on both sides ready to go.
Yeah, Clem is kind of in a transition phase right now, though. Like, he wants to get into more powerful units. He wants to be adding in extra command centers. And if Solar can push away one side and then maybe go for a counterattack either onto the fourth base to try and clear that or the third, I think that is going to be the main goal here. Vipers can be helpful with the parasitic bombs or even with some abducts on medevac. I think both sides are kind of being pushed. Clem is going to pull the top side army back home though with this triple medevac run by. Mine is going to burrow as well. Gets a decent hit there actually. Yeah, so yeah, once again, Solar, he's just busy chasing medevacs right now, and that is exactly what you want as the Terran while you're building Ghost, while you're adding in more CCs, you're building up your mine count, maybe adding an occasional tank as well. As long as the Zerg is on their side of the map, that's fantastic for you.
I'm just going to see the parasitic bomb is going to be good, and we get rid of another medevac. So again, Solar able to keep Clem pushed back, and you know what's really wild to me is that I feel like it's so rare you see Solar get to this position without having so much more trouble. You know, usually I feel like Solar is dying as he gets to the lurkers, and this time he gets to the lurkers super comfortably, really, right? Like, he's not being put in too much pressure or trouble, so a little bit scared for Clem, because this feels like Solar is absolute strength without having to have struggled to get here. Should be very scary to play against. That said, obviously Clem is setting up into extra ghosts and everything else for the later stages here. We'll see if Solar can deal with this high-tech Terran army.
Yeah, I think Solar does want to kind of refresh the energy there on those Vipers. Baneling count is very solid. There's a lot of cash in the bank as well for a lurker transition with seismic spines already being done. Here come the Banelings now rolling forward. Can these mines help out? They get some shots off, but not the biggest connections, to be quite honest. A lot of Banelings still around, more mines in the back. Clem continues kiting, but he's actually losing a significant portion here of his force. Parasitic bomb now coming down on a full medevac. Second medevac being hit as well. That's a lot of damage on these guys. Mines are going to connect in a big way. That's going to lower the Bane count by quite a bit, but Solar has a lot of cash in the bank. He's kind of lacking in the larva count, though. He only has 7 out right now.
Yeah, it's getting a little bit a little bit scary in that regard. We just see extra round of Banes on that left side. So we're going to try and keep the aggression coming towards Clem's bases. Clem's obviously been the one on the other side of the map all this time. Now it's Solar's turn to kind of bring himself onto Clem's side of the map.
Yeah, Banelings do get spotted here though. Single mine moves in forward, or at least Clem is moving a portion of his army there. We don't have any lurkers on the map yet. I don't think it necessarily would have been a bad call. There's 0 Liberators out. The tank count is at 1, and we have 4 ghosts. Actually very similar to what Beyond versus Solar was. But Solar says, hey, I actually want to stick with my Ling Bane Hydra Viper for a little bit longer because I think I can kill more. And here he comes. Hydra count is phenomenal here, by the way. I think it's like 18 or so. Parasitic bombs are going to come in. Vipers are being used. No EMP on them before that. 1 Blinding Cloud, 1 Parasitic Bomb. This was a really good fight for Solar once more, clearing a bunch of workers, but also just trading while he has a bank. And that is exactly what you want as the Zerg. Clem is going to push this back, does not want to allow his opponent to morph Banes aggressively. So these are going to be defensively on creep, as Clem is actually going to be pushing in here right now, Wardy. I don't think he can stay much longer, though.
No, I mean, you get a chance to push back a little bit. You get a couple crew teamers, but get away sooner rather than later is typically going to be the play right now. As we do see Marines, Medevacs, and Ghosts still in that production tab, and even more lurkers starting to come through here from Solar as we get those numbers up, and we are going to have 11 of them popping onto the map to take a lot more control in this game. Top left base going to go down though, so Clem gets a grab there. Solar also going to try and expand bottom right. Really wants to encapsulate the map in creeping bases right now, so we'll continue to try and hit those expansions up, and Clem will continue to deny them as Solar going to dive through the middle. Obviously, if you get in position here with those lurkers, this becomes very scary for Clem.
Yeah, there's still some rocks that can be pounded down though by the Terran. There's something we need to keep in mind as, yeah, rocks are gonna fall here due to the lurker splash, I think, even. And we have a lot of lurkers out, and if they manage to teleport over these rocks, I think Clem would just be dead. Like, he just doesn't have the ghost count, really. We get a couple of abducts in as well. That's 1, that's 2, that's 3. And that's, well, that's the ghost that had energy as well. So now the lurkers will move in forward. There's still a lot of Hydra Bane. I think Clem is in a world of trouble here.
Yeah, it does not really look great. I mean, Solar should just be able to kind of keep moving up. He does have money in the bank as well, Clem. An attempt to get to a fusion core as well, which is great in the long run, but does not exactly help him in the foreseeable future, which is the right now of these lurkers stepping up and moving in. There's just not a lot of snipes available, and there's a ton of lurkers left. This mineral line completely killed off, and then Solar could move to the left side and deny that base, and that would reset Clem to a 3-base scenario, while obviously Solar is extremely comfortable on economy. It's just been a very well-played game from Solar. He's kept himself in a great position throughout. Let's see if he can put some finishing touches on this, because it's definitely continuing to trend in his favor.
Oh, 16 Marines are coming in right now. That will perhaps allow Clem a little bit of time to try and get some type of defense going. Lurkers are still burrowed. They're not on hold fire. That might have been something, but maybe Clem was aware anyway. So perhaps not the greatest call. 4 Lurkers still active, denying that third base, or potentially at least zoning away the army here. We get a couple of snipes in. Marines now moving forward as well. There's no banelings here in the mix. I think this is a bad fight for Solar Wardy. Oh no. After so many good fights, he's going to take a very, very poor one here. All lurkers go down. No banelings to defend against the Marine walk-in. We do have a lurker that's going in for a run by towards, I guess that's the 5th. But Clem survives. Clem is maxed out, and Clem has 14 ghosts and 12 mines, Wardy. I think the madman might have just done it.
Yeah, it was just a poor fight from Solar, and it completely resets the advantage and the momentum he was playing with. Now Clem, a little bit of time for himself to recover. And while Solar gets maxed out, add some infestors on, it's just definitely a little bit of a... It feels bad because you know you're in a good position. You know you'd kind of worked hard to get into that spot, and now you're just kind of, again, forced to reset a little bit and go and build from the ground up once more.
Yeah, I think the move away with his entire army to deal with those 16 Marines was a little bit much in my mind, as now Clem is trying to burst down that 6th base on the bottom right side. We have a Marine drop that is actually being F2'd back home as well from the top left. Fungal is going to connect, that is a big deal. We have a Viper still nearby. Can we get something with that Viper? Can we get another Fungal? Ooh, connecting with a lot of these ghosts. That is a big deal. I think that might actually just be it there.
Yeah, that was huge, as we're even going to get the medevac with a few Marines inside of it, so a great abduct as well. We're going to be heading over and deciding which base you want to attack into. Do you just keep chasing this army? Solar says yes, but he's a little afraid going up that ramp, so he turns back over here. This is just an orbital. Widowmine gets quite a few lings, but there's a very good chance you can continue to deny, and if not, you can also maybe jump on that army again if it comes down the ramp and away from the choke that he was afraid of pushing into before. Solar again to pick and choose his battles now, still has money in the bank beyond this as well, and a little bit of a misclick of a Hydra lunge there, but everything is looking confident as it just backs away, morphs in a lot more Banes, and I like that because that should, if anything, be enough to really shove through this army that's left over.
Yeah, I think that was a mistake he made last time when he just didn't have enough Banes. This time he is making those safety Banes, so even if he were to be pushed back, you have the Banes to kind of fall back onto. Hydra Ling versus these choked up Marine Ghosts is not necessarily a great fight, but if you're up this much in supply, it doesn't matter. Solar's gonna take game number 1 here on Ultra Love. Pound sand, I also would have been like, yeah, whatever. You know, it's fair play. ESL's been telling me to pound sand for 15 years now. Like, Wardy can start. Like, it's okay. Take over where they left off.
My favorite part is you complain, then you win. Maybe that's the trend. You complain, then you win.
No, but I told him I want to play on Europe, the final map.
Yeah?
Yeah, and he played Europe. We did Central Europe.
Well, maybe because most people are reasonable. They just, they understand that.
Yeah, but I don't like forcing other people. It should be in the rules, you know?
Well, I'll put in the rules just for you.
Yeah, I like that. What a successful first game that was for Solar, man.
Yeah, it was a really good early game. He kept it going in the mid game. He had like one bad moment, that fight where it felt as though he maybe kind of gave up a little bit too much, right? But otherwise, he played a very, very solid just game from start to finish.
It wasn't like... Yeah, it was a bad fight. I was gonna say, like, it felt for a moment actually that Clem took back control. And usually when Clem takes control, he doesn't really let it go. You know what I really believe is that the build that Clem played, like the 2-1-1, I think he might overrate it. I feel like his win rate with that build is lower than with almost any other build that he plays. It's my theory. I haven't actually checked the stats on it, but I feel like it's correct.
I can understand why he likes it, because I feel like it's all the things that Clem should like, right? Where it's like fast medevacs, map control, I get to micro the Marines very quickly and early on, but I kind of understand with you as well. Like, Clem actually finds so much success with just controlling the game with Hellions that it's not like he needs to kind of play into that so much, especially nowadays, so...
I mean, imagine you're faster than everyone, right? Then you have better multitasking. Like, Hellion Banshee is very powerful in that case. Even if you don't get too many kills, usually your position is fine. The problem with, like, the 2 Hellion into into double marine drop is that as a Zerg player, you know what to build and when to build it. Like there's no, it's not dynamic at all, right? The way that you drone up, the way that you do stuff is way more static. It's like, okay, I can go against the first 2 Hellions, I need 10 links, and then I don't need anything but drones until like, I don't even know what the number is, like 57. I can get carapace +1 and a decent layer timing, and that is how we should play it. Like, there's way less input. Well, I think Clem probably ideally wants more things to happen, right? Because his macro is crazy, his multitasking is very good. Like, if I were Clem, I'd be just throwing stuff at people the entire day.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But I mean, there's obviously reasons why he plays it, because he's a diverse gamer. He is.
Do you think he just values the mix and the builds up more than anything else?
Yeah, except I think this is like a mix-in where it's not really a surprise. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like there's nothing. Like if I imagine I'm playing Pros versus Zerg, and I open up with a Void Ray in game 1, and I go Tempest Rush, and a Void Ray in game 1, I go Glaive Rush. Like that's kind of usefully mixing it up.
Yeah.
But if game 1 I open up with 2 Oracle into Blink, and game 2 I open up with like triple Void Ray into Dark Shrine, then these builds kind of get judged on their own merit in a way, because they're different things. Like you're not playing any mind games on your opponent in any way. Like you just show something different.
Yep, makes sense.
That was poorly explained, but I hope my point got across anyway.
Yeah, honestly, it started off really well, and I feel like he lost it halfway through.
Yeah, it's fine.
Next time you'll nail it. Believe
Yeah,
me.
next time I'll nail it. I'll get another chance at this. Next week, when
Next
I'm
week.
out in the round of 8, I will join you. I'll have the perfect setup. All right.
Round of 8.
Yeah.
Are people traveling next week?
Where will we be traveling to?
Well, if you're gonna make round of 8, there must be no one signing up.
Well, I made round of 8 this week.
Yeah, but 2 weeks in a row is a bit pushing it a bit, isn't it?
Yeah, pushing it. Push you down the stairs next time I see you. Unbelievable.
Gonna watch over my shoulders every time I go down that basement in Home Story.
Yeah, you should. It's dangerous there. Many people have fallen there. Like, you don't know what happens. People trip all the time when they walk in front of me. It's a long set of stairs to fall down, Marty. Let me tell you that.
Steep as well.
It's gonna be Benchy, by the way. 6 Hellion, 5 Hellion. Ooh, 5 Hellion Benchy is one of the rare ones. Oh, he built a mine.
It's a bit, bit interesting.
Yeah, I've never seen that before. I guess it's anti-run by, maybe?
Yeah, I'm not really sure. Just leaves at the
I
front.
like it, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a fan. Yeah.
And if Clem does it, it's hard to disagree, you know?
Yeah. No, it really is.
Could this be one of those moments where he just accidentally made a mine?
Yeah, you're trying to read something into
Yeah,
it.
and he's just like, he just fat fingered the button, you know?
Yeah. It's like at a fashion show and someone pisses themselves, and then the fashion guy, oh, look at that. Beautiful difference in color in those pants. Like, well, that's piss. Double Benchy flying into the natural right now. Hydran's already on the way. Overseer, not quite there. Ooh, that was a missed target, actually. Probably could have done that a little bit better. He's now going to start shooting the Hydra then. If he gets that, it would be sick, but fairly unlikely. We have a bit of a queen flank from the left side. It's just a single queen, though. Actually needs to be pretty careful there, because a single queen against 2 Banshees can be bad. It's going to try to run back right now to transfuse in time. Yes, it is. Second transfuse necessary. He's not there. Banshees will both stay alive. Did not deal as much damage as I thought they would. And we're going into an 8-Rex as well.
Yeah, gonna be very aggressive out of Clem. He was always one of those players who would 8-Racks a lot, but he'd also very frequently kind of 8-Racks, then be like very quick to build the 4th afterwards and be like, okay, I'm happy already. So we'll see how he approaches this one as the extra barracks come through. And it feels like a big map to be 8-Racks now, no?
I think this is an anti-mind game, or it's like a mind game that he plays. So in the past, what Clem would do on this map very consistently is he would play straight mine. So he would skip all tanks and go straight mine. So Zerg players, Serral at Bellum Gens Elite, played pure Hydra against him on this map, or like a Hydra opener, which is really good against it. And that's what we see Solar do here as well. And I think if you're playing against Hydras and you open up with tank into Adrax, technically the Hydra player should die 100% of the time. So Clem won the build order war here. Now, of course, theory isn't always what ends up happening, but when it is Clem who wins the theory battle, usually you're in a bit of trouble.
Well, I was getting a good jump on that. Honestly, I feel like they could have right-clicked the medevac a little bit sooner, but as medevacs will get pushed back, low HP, but alive, as the Hellions try and poke in on the other side as well. To no real success so far, just a single creep tumor. And Clem starts his combat shield armory on the way, so that's pretty late for the 2-2. You know, we've been 1-1 for a few, a little bit right now, so a delay from what it could have been. And you have an Infestor out as well to help try and solidify your defense here when this massive Terran army shows up.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. Centrifugal Hook's not done yet. Ideally, Solar gets a little bit of a fight here before anything, too big happens with a fungal or so before the army is split. Combat Shield isn't done yet either, but I mean, these Marines are just bursting through the Hydras. We have one more fungal in there, and the Marines still don't have Combat Shield. Ooh, Clem is being very aggressive right now with the tanks as well.
Yeah, just because that one on the left siege dub does not go down. Was very close to, though. That would have been huge for Solar to remove some of the siege positioning from Clem in this scenario. As we are going to dive in again as the tanks are sieging. The fungal on the right side could have been huge, and it does go down, but the Banes do not have speed, and they're stuck behind Hydras. And Clem is just going to straight up power his way through this rampant. I mean, Banes are rolling in and not even reaching the army. That one did connect on the top side, and the Hydras may start to make a bit of a defense, so in the end, Sol actually does better than expected because it was looking terrible for him. Clem still going to be trading out nicely, though. The Queens go down. The Hydras are not going to be strong enough to stand on their own. They can't really take damage, Hydras. And so Clem is going to break up into this base and have a very powerful punch back in this series.
I mean, and this was even while forgetting Combat Shield, right? Like, imagine he has Combat Shield in time. Like, this is going to be the most one-sided battle in the world, so... Yeah, it's very tough if you open with such a heavy Hydra count and you just don't have the baneling speed done quite yet. I mean, we still see Solar trying over here, but Clem is going to keep moving in forward. Has one tank in the back still. Loads and loads of Marines with the 1-1 upgrades. Banshees as well, dishing out a lot of damage. Tanks are on siege, and I think it's time for Solar to start making a plan for map number 3, because this didn't work.
Yep, GG is going to be called, and both players will successfully win a map on their opponent's server to start off this series.
So stupid. Oh, best of 5.
Get that scoreboard set up. You good?
I'm so good, man.
Good job. Proud of you.
What's the chance that Solar's gonna go gasless again?
I'd say fairly high, because it really worked in game 1. I feel like he's like, well, that worked nice, let's just try that one again. I don't think that's a crazy concept for him to go for.
Yeah. This is the classic, it worked, so we should do it again.
Yeah. If he does go for it again, what do you think Clem should switch up to give himself a better setup against it?
What do you think Clem should switch up to get a better setup against it?
What should Clem do? If he can figure it out.
I mean, I think just there's a build order, like a build order difference. So there's a couple of things I think that are quite nice. If you scout it fast enough, I think you can probably low ground expand with the 3rd CC. Because there's no real threat coming out across the map in time to cancel it. So that's going to save you quite a bit of flying times, like 2-3 SCVs or so, 2 SCVs maybe, something along those lines. Which is honestly quite a big deal. Maybe slightly faster mining time on the 3rd as well, so less oversaturation. And this is more personal experience from the Zerg side of things, but I think Hellion drops are really tricky to deal with when you play this, because your queen count, if you go into the roach setup, your queen count is quite low. So it depends a little bit what the setup is going to be. I don't know what the speed timing was for Solar last time. He had something like a 230 gas or something. So I'm not sure if speed is ready for a very fast drop in that case. I'm just not entirely in the know. I was talking with Clem, by the way, about this particular build, and I was asking about like why is there no low ground CC when he plays against this? And he told me that he can't recognize the difference between a 16 hatch post Overlord and a 15 edge before Overlord.
That's
Which I told him he's an idiot for that,
Yeah.
and I flamed him a lot. So yeah, I was like, that's a wild one. But I mean, it's allowed. Yeah, this is gonna be speed once again because this gas is much faster than it would be for roaches. So it's like I think with roaches the gas goes down at like 245 to 250, and then for speed I guess you want it a bit earlier because you don't want the speed that late. But because the roaches, they have an impact pretty quickly after roach warn, so for that it's fine to have it a little bit later to deal with like Hellion 3 and 4 or so. Yeah, we're just gonna get a high ground CC. If he actually goes for a second barracks here, I'd be shocked. I really would be. Like, not going for. Okay, he's gonna proxy starport. Yeah. Okay, this is. I spoke with him to him about this as well. I said like, why proxy starport Hellion? To me, sounds really good against this, right? Even with triple CC, like you're gonna hit so freaking fast. I love this. I am very curious how Solar's gonna defend this.
Yep. That's going to be tough. If those Hellions start getting in and you can start playing around that, then it's just going to be so difficult. There's so much maneuverability with those. Clem is very good at that as well, so see what we do.
I mean, there's no speed to catch him. Like, it's just an issue. I wonder if you even go into like an armory behind it. You know, you cause a little bit of chaos. Armory behind it, and then like a liberator from the proxy starport as well. So lib goes to like the main and net, and then you hit at the third base with a medevac. What is it, like 8 Hellions, 8 Hellbats? It's like, it's maybe not that bad really.
Be interesting.
So there's a lot of options that Clem can kind of, you know, a lot of paths that he can walk from here. It's interesting because we don't really see it as a whole lot from him, right? This particular opener.
No. I mean, he loves this in the TVP, but yeah, for TvZ, it's going to be super interesting to see if it can work. The medevac going to be seen right now. You're right. There's just so little speed to really catch up with those.
Okay, he's gonna clear a couple of links here.
Yeah, but I mean, now you can drop to the low ground. You can chase drones. You just go where the army is not, because again, lack of mobility. But the medevac is low now, so there's not going to be too much more of it, and we lose it. 2 drones so far, make it 3. The Hellions will trade for feelings as well.
That was poor micro on the medevac in my mind, but still, even if the medevac stays alive, I don't think Clem can ever go in. This was honestly as good a defense as possible for Solar.
Yeah.
Much better than I would have imagined. He ended up building, what, 12 links or so? I guess 18 links total. He lost 6. He ends up losing 4 drones. Clem loses the ability to go into Banshee from here, and he lost a medevac and a Hellion. I wonder if this is really bad for Clem, though. I think it's still like somewhat of an even game, as long as he doesn't straight up lose to the Ling run by right now.
Yeah, I mean, the Ling's going to get in and out. Going to start dealing some damage. The micro is pretty good, and the SCV surround is very good to shut that down. So Ling run by will not do much. Nice shutdown.
It's freaking perfect, no? Like, that was crazy micro. He lost a single SCV and killed like 10 more Links or so. Like, absolutely worth it there for Clem. He's going to be real happy with that. It's going to be sniping an Overlord as well. Lair is very late here for Solar, who already started his 1-1 upgrade. 4th base on the way. Stim is about to finish up, and the first 2 medevacs are also starting. So the follow-up here for Clem is actually going to be quite quick. It is going to be quite quick, and I'm not so sure how easy it's going to be for Solar to defend this.
I imagine it's going to be a little tricksy, as we do have Hellions still just cruising around at the front, and the Marines building 7 at a time, so they are going to hit hard when the Banelin Nest is still just on the way up right now, so it's still coming through. Lair on the way, Overlord's on the way as well.
And uncommon for Clem here is he was supply block at 77, supply block at 85, supply block at 93, and now is stuck for a little bit at 100, 101 again. So he lost, I think, maybe 3 rounds of SCVs, the equivalent of maybe like somewhere between 6 and 9 SCVs is what he's down compared to where he should be. So that is not a great thing for him to happen, if I'm being real honest with you. Uncommon, uncharacteristic mistake out of Clem there with the supply block. Still going to be running in, has the 2 medevacs as well. And this hatchery is probably in a little bit of trouble anyway. We have a bunch of Banes out, no centrifugal hooks whatsoever. Can Solar hold this against such a high Marine count? I'm afraid the answer might be no, especially once infantry weapons level 1 finishes up.
Yeah, the upgrade's going to make it that much tougher. We will have the Queens going to be there to try and hit the Marines back the other side. Melee upgrades, Bane speed coming through, Lings and Banes in production. He's just going to have to try and get up some more numbers, but I mean, Clem is not continuing to press the issue as much. He's not super high on medevac energy. He'll have more medevacs arriving, and maybe with that reinforcing siege tank as well, he will continue to push now. So I put that tank in the corner, somewhere to work from, and we start a fight here as a few of the Lings start going down. The Banes gonna slow walk in, but Bane speed is a long way off, and the first tank shot on those Banes is great. Unfortunately, we are going to be taking a lot of damage, and we actually lift up a little bit late, and we very nearly lost a medevac full of Marines. Just kept that alive.
Yeah. Solar does manage to kind of slip in some drones as well. Every now and again, we get another stim in forward, though. This is scary with that very low medevac so far in the front. That is 5 Banes. Yeah, Clem. 5 Banes against Clem is a scary number, let me tell you. 1 medevac will end up falling as Clem is going to pick up and piss off back home. Solar wants to go for a counterattack. I don't think that's possible. We have an 8 Rex follow-up once more. So Clem, he liked how that first 8 Rex tasted, and he said, I want more of that. I want more of that on my tongue, as 2 Helbets now morph slightly outside of SCV range, though, so that is scary. This push is big. I think Solar needs to give up this base instantly.
Yep, it does not seem like it's going to be really worth saving it all, and he is going to give it up. He's just going to pull those drones away, so away we go. As the few Lings escaping up toward the top side as well. We have our 2-2 upgrades coming about, Hive on the way. Ling Bane still producing 17 Banes being added on right now, so a huge amount of Banes being added. As we get rid of a little bit of creep spread just in the center still, but yeah, I'm going to even find some of these more Banelings morphing, so going to cancel those. Another win for him. That slows Solar down. These Banes going to roll in as Clem was maybe not watching, but he did see it pulls back, and he continues to just reposition, looking for the base on the left side.
It's a crazy move against Clem. Like going for the off creep 5 Baneling attack. Like that never works, and it didn't work this time either. There is a massive flank that's being set up right now. We're gonna pretty much get a 360 surround here out of Solar. Banes coming in from pretty much every direction. Tanks are gonna get cleared as well. The Marines are forced away from the tanks. The medevac count is very high, but the Baneling count is still decent too. We have an infestation pit, we have adrenal glands, we have an ultra cavern on the way, as well as a Viper. I think that a Solar can just survive for a bit longer and get these ultras out. That would be so big. But does he have the units here to hold on?
Yep, this is very much a question of Solar is getting to that point of defense, but you just need to keep hanging on in there. Now is dangerous because you're investing into so much of it. The adrenal glands, the ultra cavern, the Viper, none of which help you in this very moment. Is it a little bit too much, or can he actually get away with those investments? And if he does, then that's obviously brilliant, because the value we'll get from those is going to skyrocket your position in this game. Lings running in, trying to catch some of the reinforced units, but honestly enough Marines back there to hold off a little bit as well. The Banes helping out at the very end as they are going to get rid of the Banes back that side. The last tank here is likely going to be exposed, although it's a little bit choked up, so the Lings are not going to be able to get it. Wow.
What the hell is that position? That is insane. Lings not capable of hitting from the left side. Solar had to manually micro some Lings towards the right. He did not do that. Now he's going to clear that tank. That's a big deal, but Marines are unleashed onto that 4th base. We get a pickup as well. We have Liberators now sieging up. Clem is way up in supply. Snipes a lot of these Banelings as they're rolling by, and we only have 3 remaining at this point. He's going to pick up against us. That's a surprise. That is a surprise to me. That's very surprising, because I think he could have just targeted them down. He decided not to do it. Instead, go back, get the reinforcements in and kill this 4th base. Clem is going to pick up the win here most likely, as he's way up in supply, in armor supply, but also the income is pretty similar at this point. We do have an ultra out, but without chitinous plating, I think Marines might be good enough. Now we get a couple of transfuses, Liberator dealing some damage as well. Yeah, no chitinous, no fun for the ultra. The Marines continue stimming in forward. Lit once again siege up. I think that Clem has done it.
Yeah, I think so too. Just no support for that ultra, which maybe we could have made a bit of a difference. GG's, and we are going to have a weekend.
Oh, really?
Well, not all weekend. I casted StarCraft for like 7 hours on Saturday.
Oh,
and
wow.
then yesterday was Father's Day, so I went for food at my parents'.
Ah, cool.
And then I casted StarCraft after.
Oh, that's cool.
And Helen got me so
Gasless.
gasless.
Gasless. Freaking Solar, man. The gasless beast. I want to learn how to play this too. This actually genuinely seems quite fun, like the way that he plays. You know, at the pretty fast speed, but still the nice eco and the good times. It is just greedy the way that he does it, I think. But I think against Clem, you probably should take, you know, every opportunity you can get.
What would Clem, what sort of stuff do you think would punish it?
I don't actually know. Like, I know there's going to be something, you know?
Yeah.
But I don't know what it is. Like, you don't... I'm not experienced enough as a Zerg player. I feel like what Clem did last game should theoretically be very good. It dealt less damage than I thought it would, but I still think it was fine. Like, if you don't lose the medevac, I think you actually have like a... It's like that, then you lose a Hellion for 4 drones. Like, that's fine. 4 drones and like 6 lings. It's like, okay, whatever. That's probably a trade that he would take at that time in the game, especially if you're playing triple CC. This time it's going to be different. So he played 15 hatch into gas pool, no? That's a very weird opener.
The mind game.
It might be, actually.
You make him think he sees the hatch timing maybe, and then you start your gas and not no gas.
Yeah, except the Clem has no clue about the hatch timing, so it doesn't work. Clem's like, oh no, again, a hatchery at a normal timing. I don't know what the hell this means, but I don't think it's important. I hate Terran players.
Nothing changes.
Nothing changes. Nothing ever does. Nothing ever changes. Okay, gonna get the CC on the high ground over here. That's what it feels like. SCV came back home. Hatchery gets spotted. Speed here is pretty late. Or pretty late, it's just a standard-ish timing.
There's a little grenade. I'm just going to be pulling back. Queen's obviously playing the defense and just have that factory. Going to swap to the reactor, 3cc. Hellion's on the way. And we are going to drop the starport down as well, so we are going to see the 1-1-1 setup at the moment.
The Destiny Cloud Fist build.
The Destiny Cloud Fist?
You don't remember that?
No, Destiny was like a little bit... Like, I watched when Destiny played, but like...
No. This build was called the Destiny Cloud Fist.
Oh, well, okay, then...
The 1-1-1. That's what Husky used to call it.
Well, that is absolutely before me. I never watched Husky.
Yeah.
Destiny
I think it was on a game on... it might have been Lost Temple or Shattered Temple. He said, 1-1-1's a terrible name for this build. We should call it something else, like Destiny Cloud Fist. And then he always called it Destiny Cloud Fist from there on out.
Nice.
I thought it was quite funny, dude. I love Husky.
That's wild.
Alright, what do we have here? Roach Horn coming down. Is there a second gas? Yeah, there is. Second gas, okay, it's just going to be a Roach Ling attack. It's not actually Banshee. I thought it was going to be Banshee. Hellion Liberator. 6 Hellion Liberator. If these roaches can get across the map, like, let's say 50% across the map without being spotted, that would be a huge deal. A huge deal. This Overlord is going to come in, sees the lack of Banshee here, by the way. That's going to be good news. And I think you might even change the way you want to play here based on that. Oh, Roach now coming out.
Sees it.
Game paused.
There's definitely a pause. Not even a PP.
Big lags?
Big lags.
Wow. It must be very big. If this is the first words that came out.
1641 ping.
Standard game to West, really. This is what Europeans always have to deal with. My ping is fine. I'm glad to hear it.
Sola's not making his
Real
case,
happy
is
for
he?
you.
He's like, yeah, it's fine for me. Oh. Well, Pommy's gone. It might not even... It might be Pommy. It might be just Europe BattleNet in general.
I'm 169 right now.
Yeah, I'm at 150. 150.
You have 150? The British ping is very busted.
Yeah?
Yeah. We found it out during COVID that it's probably best to live in Britain or in certain portions of Mexico. It's like you have the best ping matchups. Oh wow, Clem's actually lagging.
Yeah, he was not joking.
He does live in a village in France, though. Yeah, he lives in a proper village.
But this is not as bad as Reno's Italian internet, where he actually just lags out in Europe.
Yeah, but okay, you know Rainer, where he lives, there's like freaking like wolves and stuff just roaming around. He lives in like a forest. Like he goes outside, he says like if he goes somewhere, like he bikes really freaking fast, you know, because he's afraid of the wolves getting him otherwise. Like they'll be like, woo, you know, at night. Yeah, I'm deadly afraid of wild animals.
You're deadly afraid of wild animals?
Yeah,
Does it not depend what kind of wild animal it is?
all of them. They scare me. Like
All
in
of
big
them?
groups, like freaking wolves, they're scary as hell, no?
Yeah, I guess so.
Like you're not gonna survive that if they're coming for you, Wardy.
Well, yeah, but I mean that's a generally scary animal in general, even if there's just one of them. No.
Yeah, like gorillas or something. Like a group of gorillas comes to you, like they'll rip your arms out. You stand no chance.
Well, no, well, yeah, of course not.
Yeah. So why
This
would
is
I go
perfect.
meet
No
up
one-
with the gorillas?
But I mean, like, you say it as though it's a weird thing to be scared of. Like, no shit, you should be afraid of groups of wild animals attacking.
Yeah. No, they will. I don't know. Some people they're like, oh, it's not that bad. I'm like, I'm deadly afraid. I'm just telling you.
You're a smart man. Good to hear it. As Clem sets the Liberator very far forward, which will kind of force the Ravagers to be used to shoot that down and to push that back. That buys you some time, right? So I'm going to be
Will he
seeing
also
the
get time? Yeah, of course he
Unsiege.
does.
Yeah,
That's a
nice.
stupid question.
3 sieges as well, which is going to get some shots off, right? Like, he's going to be able to hit the Ravager in the back. He's going to get the kill on that. It's kind of a big deal because
Actually
now,
gets
wow, he unsieges it again as well.
Yeah, he's playing real fast despite the poor ping that apparently he has. He's playing a good game. Now the Ravager's not even gonna die because the third Ravager wasn't there. This one is going to connect and it's gonna kill it. 23 workers are going down. It is still triple CC and lots of links coming in behind this. So it's triple CC versus 3 Hatch. We're either going to need to kill the guy here or we're going to need a crap ton of drones. These situations, they look good from the Zerg perspective, but they can quickly fall apart. If you don't kill the other guy and they get stinned, they get any amount of upgrades out of the eBay. Life can be tough. Second tank now coming in. We have to set up over here. That bile's not connecting with the tank. The second bile will hit. We're missing one. G gets called. Clem is out of this game, not of the series. It's 2-2.
It's 2-2. We're going to get... Alright, so we got a game 5 between Clem and Solar. Solar looking to be the second ever Zerg to win a WardiTV Monday. Huge accomplishment if he can make it. But
Yeah.
in his way, is the most winning player of WardiTV Mondays of all time.
He won out of the last 40. He won like 29 or something, no?
No, he didn't win 29. He's got like 16, I think.
Really? No, it's more.
No, 16.
60?
16
that's not
and 7 second places.
That's pretty impressive.
Yep. I think what's crazy to me is that MaxPax was second place for so long, but MaxPax hasn't won one since edition 19.
Whoa.
That's also kind of
Max didn't participate today. What's up with that?
Yeah, I think he logged in late, to be honest. Like, I saw him log in like half an hour after we started on Battle.net, so...
Maybe the Danish have like a different summertime or something.
I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know a lot about Denmark. Have you ever been there?
No.
It's kind of a surreal place.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's like I went to Copenhagen. It was really nice. I was surprised by it.
Uh-huh.
It's like it just felt as a good country, you know? I think in general, when you go to like the Scandinavian countries, it's like this stuff just works well there, you know? Like I went to Sweden and Finland. I like Finland massive too, except a bit cold. I think Denmark is the best one because the weather doesn't blow as big time. Yeah, but Denmark is good. You know, they have a lot of windmills on sea as well. Like they're big into that stuff. Like they didn't invent the technology, but they're the best at it right now.
I feel like I've
Danish
seen that
companies.
one flying over Denmark before a lot.
Yeah, they have a lot of that stuff.
Mm.
Danish people, man, it's crazy.
Danish people.
You know, they
Crazy.
also the most famous fact is I think that they have more pigs than people or something like that
I want to say that's
in Denmark.
sounds crazy, but like maybe that's not actually that crazy. I don't know.
Yeah, now that I think about it, it's not that crazy. Like I think there's a lot of that. Like I bet we have more chickens in the Netherlands than people.
Yeah.
But I guess chickens are significantly smaller than pigs, so maybe it is pretty crazy. I wonder how many
Yeah.
cows we have. It's like just pure numbers doesn't impress. Like you probably have countries that have like more shrimp than people as well. Like the shrimp are tiny, so it doesn't count.
You're really just devaluing the entire point you're trying to make.
Yeah, but I mean, pigs are large. So this is like...
Yeah. Like it started off with a good point that it might actually be kind of crazy. Yeah. If you stick with pigs, then sure.
I've also gotten pretty good at identifying Danish people when I'm on a holiday.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
How?
If you know what Swedish sounds like?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is a trick that Swedish people taught me. You kind of think of speaking Swedish with the potato in your mouth, and then it sounds like Danish. And I thought they were joking, but I've been consistently right about picking out Danish people with that trick. Like, it's like, oh, this is Swedish, but it sounds kind of weird. Like, you know, the guy's been dropped on the head as a kid or something. It's like, aha, Danish. Yeah, it's true.
I'll keep it in mind, I guess, for next time I need to identify a Danish person out of a lineup.
Yeah, I identified a lot of Danish people when I was in Thailand. Like, there was quite a few Danish people, and I would hear it every time. I was like, oh, what is this? And I would tell Irene, these guys are super Danish. Like, you could just feel it. And she'd be like, how do you even know? You don't even speak the language. I'm like, no, but you don't have to. Like, they sound like a potato, and then boom, you get them. It's crazy. This is a Nidus Roach Queen, by the way, which is pretty wild. Clem now realizes there's no third base, which is going to be a surprise for him. Runs in with the 2 Hellions. Gets the scout off. That is a big scout here right now, Wardy, but at the same time, how prepared is he? He's getting a lot of Marines. Uh-oh. There's a dead spot in the main base. Hello, Clem, please? No way.
That would be very bad.
No, come on.
Oh.
Is he serious?
Yeah, he's serious. He has no idea. He's missed it.
He's building a bunker there, but he's not... Oh my god, Clem. What a blunder here by the French Terran player.
Instantly pulls SCVs, does get the bunker up, right, but that's still pretty rough. Just going to start targeting the units outside, targeting the SCVs, and we get a lot of damage done here. Good grenade, pop some units around. Good creep spread with the Overlord, allowing you to get transfused off the Queen. That helps a lot. 8 SCVs down, but now the bunker's going to be in a little bit more trouble because there's just not as many SCVs to keep repairing it, but has it held for long enough? I want Marauder in the back is doing some work as well, no? Cyclone shows up too.
That guy has a lot of damage up with Cyclone coming in as well. Great defense here out of Clem. Insane grenade earlier as the bunker survives and GG gets called. Clem baited Solar into finishing that Nidus and then smashes all the units out of there. It probably would have been easier to clear the Nidus though, but this was way cooler.
Crazy.
Yeah, legit crazy. What an ending to